Okay, so until I get actual like webcam, I'm going to use my phone to record vlogs of my experience right now because I think it's important. And I've never prayed so hard like I have until like an hour or so ago. After I had that incident back of like several weeks ago with my food, back in Indiana with a food delivery incident. I've been, no pun intended, DEATHLY, afraid to eat anything. And it has severely impacted my health and my sleep. I have tremors now because of it. And you can say, Ashley, like, take it easy. Like, you need to, like, not get your panties in a wad over it. It was just one time. No, it happened like 1 or 2 or 3 times. But the other times weren't that bad. And I've tried to wonder how people do it. I've heard, and trigger warning again for people that have gone through something similar. I want to make that very clear because I am talking about really sensitive, almost like basically crime related stuff. I'm not a detective. I'm not in law enforcement. I'm not a soldier. I've been a victim of I guess, I don't even know if it's a hate crime. I don't know what it is at this point. But I'll be honest, I'm scared to lose my life over it. Because law enforcement's not doing anything about it. And that confuses me to no end, because if I knew that there was a woman, because when you think about it, law enforcement, right, and I don't want to put them down in any way, but when you think about it, law enforcement, those agencies, things like that, they have tools, right, to be able to apprehend people. They can hack someone's phone, they can put a wiretap. I don't know what a wiretap, I keep thinking it's like a wire, but I don't think it's an actual wire. I don't know how it works. I don't, but I'm just sitting here dumbfounded and so confused because I said before this in another vlog, I've lived my life by the book, and I pride myself on that because it's like there's so many people in this world who would just like, because I always say character is what people do when no one's looking, right? Like when you're in your home, if you're out in the street and like no one sees you, whatever, and let's say there was like a wallet on the floor, or you find I don't know, something brand new, shiny, whatever. Are you the kind of person that would take it? Or would you return it to its rightful owner? A lot of people would probably take it. A lot of people are very motivated by money. It's pretty crazy. I never realized it. It's baffling to me. But I'm just so confused because I feel like people know what's going on with my, and that's the hard part, because when you're intuitive and you're empathic, you sense energy, right? I'm just so hungry right now. I have nothing in my stomach. I'm so hungry. It's hard to think straight when you're hungry and you're sleep deprived. I need to check on my dog. My dog is fast asleep right now, so she seems okay for the most part. I feel like I need like those IVs where you hook up and to the IV and you get electrolytes. but I'm scared it can be poisoned. I know that sounds like a really irrational fear, but when you're targeted and gang stalked, it's like everything becomes a threat. Like even just touching your mail is like, you're like, can I touch the mail? I don't know. Because I've literally touched mail before and I literally almost like suffocated, so go figure. Even today, yesterday I went to a building to get a drug screen, and that was nerve-wracking because I go, I don't know what's in my food, you know, or in my water, so I could be wrongfully judged and get not a false positive, but like a thing, and they say, hey, you can't work for us because your thing came back, and I'm like, great. And it's been so hard. It's so hard to find a job in this job market. I feel like there's more applicants than there are jobs. But I'm sitting here and just some thoughts. It's just, there's a few things running through my mind right now. It's weird being at odds with my family because I need a support system more than ever right now, and I don't have one. And I could really just use like a hug. I'm just being really candid, and I'm not used to this. I didn't plan on ever doing this in my life, like sharing my most like personal, vulnerable moments with a bunch of strangers worldwide. It's really weird. And it's not something I want to be known for. I was the kind of person that I pride myself on like learning and knowledge and acquiring knowledge and research, and in my, not necessarily my heyday, but like when I was a child life specialist, I was so excited to like be one. And I remember we went to this child life specialist conference in this, you know, the Swan and Dolphin in Orlando, Florida. And it was like my first child life conference. And I was like a kid in a candy store. Because it was, first of all, at Orlando. And Orlando, like Disney World was like one of my favorite places growing up. And they had all like the posters. And I told myself one day I'm going to either do a poster or a journal article or present at conference. Never got to. It's funny, I cry about, I'm so dumb. I cry about like, well, family, and I cry about, I cry about school. You would think I'd be crying because I'm broke, and I'm crying about school. Because it's just, it's unfair, you know. And you just, you feel helpless because it's like no one wants to help, you know. I don't know how to report this stuff. I mean, I'm writing literally a letter right now to, I was gonna say, this sounds so extreme. I'm writing a letter to the White House right now. I did that before when I was in Virginia, when President Biden was in office. I have no shame, folks. I have no shame. I go there. I go there. Now, mind you, it's probably a general info box. It's gonna get filtered and archived and probably, but I would like to think when you put something out to the universe, I don't know, that energy comes back to you, and maybe it may not spark change, but maybe it'll plant a seed. I recently ended another job that I had recently. I left it. It wasn't the right fit for me, but like one of the guys, they kept mentioning like planting the seed, but that was in relation to sales in like a professional sense. But he said, it was because when you call customers on the phone, he's like, as long as you plant the seed or the idea of what the benefit of it could be, then you're making headway, you know. But and he also said, one of the other ones, the trainer said, focus on what you can control. I just feel like this thing is so out of my control. I don't know how to deal with that. And it's so weird not having like emotional support or parental support. I've never experienced that in my life ever. Like, my parents were the kind of people that, like, they were always by my side. I felt so lucky. Like, I had literally the most, like I said before, if I could bottle up my childhood and spray it for different people, I would. Because I witnessed other people who didn't have the same childhood upbringing or whose parents weren't there, so I'm very confused. Because I got the opposite reaction when all this stuff started happening. I have so much phlegm lately, and my mouth is so dry. But it's like 3 a.m. right now. I have really bad insomnia. And what sucks is that, like, a few weeks ago, I don't know what changed from a few weeks ago till now, but I was literally getting into such a routine. I had my, in the apartment I was living in, I would take like Benadryl at night because that helped me go to sleep, like diphenhydramine and ZQL. That's the main active ingredient in ZQL. It's a sleep aid. And speaking of which, my dog is fast asleep right now. I gave her some dog food that I bought on Whole Foods. Funny enough, the can of dog food, I kid you not, is called Liberty. I don't know if anything's in it, because when you're targeted, nothing is off limits, right? But the can of dog food's called Liberty, so that's a good thing. I was like, that's good, you know? Liberty, truth, justice for all. So that was nice. I don't know if it had an effect on her, but she is sound asleep right now. I also gave her a tinge of the water that I just bought because I don't know what water's safe and what water's not. I literally feel like I'm in the real life version of the Hunger Games, but sans the needing to hurt people, you know, to the death. It's more like just like a really weird game of Survivor on steroids. But I'm just, it's weird. I cried profusely like an hour and a half ago. Because when you're targeted, you don't, you know, your food, your water, healthcare, everything, your home, even your home gets messed with. Like, I've been sprayed gases on. I know that sounds really weird, and I'm sorry if that like freaks people out. And I know anyone when they go on the internet, they can make up a bunch of BS. I mean, it's you don't, you know, but I'm sane. I would never make something up. Like, this is my, at the end of the day, if someone knows me and they recognize my face, they can be like, I know that girl. That's Ashley from Miami, Florida. But at this point, I can't afford to lose my life. And I was very skeptical about talking about the gang stalking stuff because I really was excited to start a channel called Coffee and Cuppies, because the idea was I was going to sip coffee or tea and talk, and a cookie or like a biscuit, like, you know, in the UK how they like a crumpet, while talking about things that are like relevant or important to me, you know. I was really excited to do that and just help people. I'm not monetized through YouTube. I have like very few followers. It's cool to see the followers go up though. That was like something neat. Like, I was like, oh my God, maybe I can touch someone's life or impact their life in a positive way, you know? So that was nice. So if you are watching it, subscribe. I never thought I'd be saying that because I'm not a YouTuber. I see it all the time with people that are like, subscribe to my channel. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, ah. But I'm hoping that if it's more like, yes, I do need help. Like, well, therapy, number one, but also number two, like, I feel like I need legal aid. I need safety and security. I've had to move numerous times. I've moved from Miami, Florida to Philadelphia, and this is in a span of the past 4 or 5 years. So Miami, this was 2022, so Miami to Philadelphia, Philadelphia to Virginia, Virginia to Vermont, Vermont to Indiana, Indiana to Chicago. And now I'm possibly gonna move out of Chicago. I used to be a city girl, but Miami city girl is very different from like New York, Chicago city girl. So, it would just feel nice to feel safe. It's a sad day when you don't even feel safe in your own home, in your own bed, you know. I have like security cameras set up throughout the entire apartment and on the outside of it. I have a personal doorbell. I check my doorbell like every 2 seconds when I'm out. Because like I said, I think I had people come into my apartment before in other places, unannounced, without my authorization. You do the math with that. I don't know if they rearrange things. I don't know if they put chemicals in my, I don't know. I never thought I'd be saying I miss Vermont. I never thought I'd be saying that in my ever. Because it's so secluded and you need a car, but I had so many good memories. Like, even though it was tough and I still was targeted there, but like, it was just nice to have a space to myself. And yes, I did dance around the kitchen sometimes. It was just nice having like a kitchen, a living room, and a bedroom off, you know, for me. But now I don't have the funds to be able to afford even living on my, like, I can't afford it. I was considering creating a GoFundMe, but like, I feel guilty doing that, but like, I feel like I need to just because I don't even know, I just feel weird doing that. Like, oh, give me money, but like, I thought of like, maybe I could do two things. I thought of maybe creating a not-for-profit for like cyberbullying and harassment to end that for teens and kids and adults. I don't know what I would do with it, like, but start like a thing like that and then allocate funds for that. I wouldn't use them. I don't know what I would do with it. Maybe I would like donate it to a school or a charity or something. I don't know. But bring awareness to that, to end it, right? I know there's a website called Targeted Justice, and like there's a woman who's championing that. Her name is Ana Toledo. She's a lawyer. God bless her heart. Like, that woman's like working overtime, and I don't know, I feel like she's been through hell, but I don't know if you need to donate to it to like be a part of it, but like there's that. But I wouldn't be doing that. This would just be like me, like, it's just to to prevent cyberbullying and harassment of people and stalking and stuff, and maybe like be like an outlet for coping. I don't know, it's hard. Life is hard for everybody right now. So yeah, let me check on my dog. Bonnie, you okay, baby? I hope she's okay. I don't know what's in her food. I gave her a little bit of water. Let me see if she drank it all. My dog is if you watch the videos of her, she's a very playful dog. She gets a lot more views of her. She's a lot cuter than me, I'll tell you that. Which I'm fine with. If she brings joy to people, that's all that matters to me. Did she drink it all? Yeah, she did. She brings me joy, so I figure why not post her on the internet so she brings other people joy. She does look a little funky right now, I will be honest. We can take a look at her for a second. Hey, lady. So when she curls up into a snowball, I know that she's sleepy. This is her face right now. But I fed her. Hi, lady. What are you doing? So this is her new little bed. I got it on Amazon. Had great reviews. It was the seat it's a car seat for a dog. It's pretty innovative. And we used it when my parents drove me up here to move into the apartment, temporarily. And I just hope she's not being drugged with something, because you never know. I don't know. When you're targeted, they target your pets too. It's really shitty. She just looks very sleepy. Maybe it's a sedative or something. I don't know. But it is a car seat. I don't know the brand, but it's very convenient. And yeah, so that's nice. But so far she looks okay. But that's Bonnie Bailey. Right, baby? I was literally gonna give her another thing and call her Bonnie Bailey Popcorn. I don't know why, because sometimes she smells like popcorn. Anyways, what else? Late night vlog. I'll post it after. But I'm recording it on my phone because my computer sometimes when I record stuff, it doesn't save the video. Like I'll do a video and then it'll completely like not save it. It'll delete it. It's really weird. It'll say like 000 or something. So I don't know what that's about. But maybe if I ever get a webcam, then I will put that on the thing and then we'll do it that way. I know I've never done the YouTube thing. I know they get like the little light, the ring light, and they do the whole thing, but I'm not like looking to do professional. I'm just trying to be as candid as possible to help people. And if you are going through something similar, it would be nice if you can reach out to me and figure out how to cope through this. It's very new to me. I didn't expect to go through this at 34. I'm sorry, 29. And the food thing is something I don't know how to navigate. And I know it sounds crazy to say, oh, Ashley, you really, all your food is being tampered with. That's impossible. It's not. I don't know who, the thing that happened to me, you don't know who knows who, People know people and they talk and, networks, things like that. Money talks, I just don't know why specifically me. I don't know why that is. My hair. She's very sleepy. She's okay. I mean, she drank a little bit of the water, so I don't like to give her food and have her test out the food so then I can see if it's okay, because I do use her as a barometer. I know that sounds bad, but dog food shouldn't affect a dog poorly. So yeah, it's just some late night thoughts. It's just like, it's so weird not to have emotional support and stuff. And I know my parents would be like, but we gave you emotional support and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I didn't sense that. So, and it's just unfair. If someone was hurting, I would do something about it, but no one wants to do anything. And going abroad doesn't feel like it would do much, honestly. I really don't. Gang stalking, I feel like, is a worldwide phenomenon. If you Google it, there's other people all over the planet. In Africa, Denmark, probably Mexico, Argentina, England, it's all over, Germany. I can't save all those people, but I just, it just feels so criminalistic. I did for like 2 seconds consider joining the military, but like I don't know how that would, I don't even know if that would be like the smart thing to do, because you have to, once you enlist in the military, you have to like, and then I go, what if the military hates me? I don't know. I really don't know, because I just don't know. They do pay for your schooling though. But you have to dedicate a certain amount of time, and then God forbid if there's a war, then you get drafted. But I don't know how that works if you have PTSD and stuff. But yeah, I'm just really hungry, and I did cry today. Like, I cried because I'm so hungry. And when I went out to dinner with my family, I kid you not, like, I'm pretty sure my meal was like tampered with. I'm not gonna say the restaurant name out of respect for them. I'm not gonna do it. But I felt really strange after that meal. What I might do actually is drink a little bit of the water on camera just to see how I react to it, because I'm so thirsty. But she's sleepy right now, so, and she seems okay. But I might do it just to see what happens. God forbid if I have, like, so people can see what because that's proof, right? I mean, my dog is okay right now. So this is the water that I got on Uber Eats from a convenience store. I'm gonna see what happens. My dog is sleeping right now. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm only drinking a little bit. I did have activated charcoal before. So watch me like go kaputs on camera. That would be great. I do have a little activated charcoal, but I don't know what's in it. The one that I had before was from Amazon. It was specifically for dogs or pets. I got it like 3 years ago, and I finally started using it. My oxygen right now is 96, 97. My BPM is 76. In the past, when I drank water, weird enough, one time my heart rate skyrocketed really, really high, like absurdly so. And literally my mouth went numb. My tongue went numb. My muscles became spastic. I almost lost consciousness. I thought I was poisoned with CYA, NIDE, or ketamine, or botox, or something. And it's frightening, and I'm not, trigger warning, I'm not trying to scare people. I'm doing my own little experiment now to see what's gonna happen. You don't know if you don't try, right? Either I'm gonna get really loopy right now and we'll know what happens, or I'm gonna hear, which I'll just have to call it 911 for that. I don't really know what they would do with that, but I would know probably within 5 minutes or so. Like if I start to feel funky within 5 minutes. Usually what's happened before is that my rib cage, like underneath my ribs, and I have bad posture, so let me sit up straight. But I'm gonna put the water back, because I like it cold. But that is the water that I'm drinking. So, right, proof is in the pudding. So, either I'm gonna get a terrible stomach ache, or I'm gonna feel really loopy. It's not fun seeing me loopy, by the way. I'm not a, it'll be really weird. But in the past, my scar rate, I was gonna say Scarface, which is a gangster movie. or Ma movie, right? With Al Pacino. I don't even know if he's alive anymore, Al Pacino, but in the past, it literally skyrocketed after like 5 minutes. My stomach clenched, my airway closed up, which was really scary, and my hands went like, I couldn't talk. It was very scary. So hopefully, we'll see that. We'll see. This is what I might have to do now to record things, because if you don't have proof, I remember my mom would tell me, intuition doesn't hold up in a court of law. So, and I'm not an actress, by the way. I don't do acting. I did musical theater a few, not a few years ago, in high school. Bonnie is pretty tired. So either there was stuff in her food that made her sleepy, or she's just knocked out and exhausted. But she didn't go for a walk today or anything. She went for a mini walk, actually, because I thought I lost my keys. When I went downstairs to get the Uber order from the convenience store, out of respect, I'm not going to say which one. I don't know if I should. It's a very popular convenience store. It's actually comprised of 2 lucky numbers. So if you can figure that out, then great. And I took her downstairs because I couldn't find my keys, and I'm just like, because I don't want her to dart out the door. So, yeah. So far, I feel okay. But we'll see. It might take like 5-10 minutes to take effect of if there's anything in it. But typically, recently, I've been having, I drink Fiji water. I will say that. I had a bunch of Fiji water. And I've been literally, my life, if I can describe my life the past 5-6 weeks, I barely buy any food, like produce food. I bought, I don't know how many types of milk to test out, because I had one milk from Trader Joe's and that one got me sick. And yes, I realize it could be a food allergy. I'm not stupid. I know that happens. So it was regular, like Prairie Farm milk or whatever. But after I drank it one night, like, I don't know how many, this is when I first got here, like 3 weeks ago. And my mom bought it, and the seal was kind of tampered with, I think. My side, I thought I had appendicitis. I thought my ovary burst. And I was in excruciating pain. Like, I'm talking like excruciating pain. Like, I called my dad and I was like, I think I need to call 911 because it was so horrible. Like, literally, I was on the toilet and I was like, I was screaming, and I go, oh my God, what if it's like an ectopic pregnancy? But I'm like, I don't think I'm pregnant. And then after, I don't know if I took charcoal or not. I can't remember. Charcoal has been a saving grace. I will be honest. If you're targeted, but mind you, when there's a will, there's a way. And people could find a way to mess with that too. Like, I recently ordered charcoal from Amazon. And Amazon has a bunch of different vendors. And let me tell you, I am a Prime member. I'm a huge fan of Amazon. I've been a loyal patron of Amazon for years. I have the Amazon, not anymore. They closed my account. I'm not going to get into that. I owe a lot of money on that card. Not from frivolous spending, just because I used it for groceries and stuff. Oh God, it's running out of battery. I need to charge this thing. Yeah. And I bought charcoal, and the charcoal was really shiny. And charcoal is not supposed to be shiny. If you don't know what activated charcoal is, it's carbon based. So if you were ever, I don't know how I learned about it or why. I think years ago, I thought I was infested with parasites like Candida. I literally thought I had a tapeworm, giardiasis, giardia, whatever. And me being the inquisitive, homeopathic, whatever, I wanted to nip it in the butt. So I looked into black walnut hull, wormwood, and clove. And these are all things that are, oh, and bentonite clay, diatomaceous earth. Diatomaceous earth is made up of fossilized diatoms. They have a cytoskeleton that's like really prickly and like, it looks like a Chex Mix thingy. And what it does, it scrapes the intestinal lining of your large and small intestines. So it has, I don't know if it's negatively charged or positively charged ions, but basically it scrapes the little hair-like villi that are peering up from your intestinal lining. And it gets rid of all the, like, mind you though, if you have parasites, there's something called the Herxheimer reaction. So you will feel like shit. You'll have die-off symptoms, which is not a bad thing. It just means that the parasites are slowly being removed from your body, so you're gonna feel like shit. Dr. Axe is a really good, he's a holistic homeopathic doctor. I used to watch all his videos. Him and like a bunch of other people who were like into the whole ginger also. I used to take lemon water every morning with apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar has pectin in it. That's an enzyme. And I don't know how that works on the liver or something, but it basically, suppresses the need for cravings in the body, from what I understand. And so therefore, if you have something like diabetes, if your HbA1c is like through the roof, and you want to suppress sugar cravings, that's like an excellent way. Let me sit up straight. That's an excellent way. And then lemon too. Lemon is so good for your body. And I miss all this stuff so much. And I've been slacking on, I've just been focused on so much other shit, then gang stalking and whatever, and surviving that crap, that I haven't been able to focus on like my health. But I used to be so diligent. I used to drink turmeric tea. Turmeric is so good for you for arthritis. It has curcumin, which is an anti-inflammatory. It's also a blood thinner. So if you're on warfarin or Coumadin or like Lipitor, things like that. I don't know if Lipitor is a blood thinner or warfarin, but turmeric is awesome for you. Ginger is awesome for you. But I used to take lemon and in hot water with, I was just checking on Bonnie, lemon with apple cider vinegar. And I felt really good. I felt very energized, and lemon has a ton of vitamin C in it. It was so good. And then I did diatomaceous earth in the morning as well. I stirred it in, but you have to do very small amounts because that shit is potent and you can't breathe it in either. But they have food grade diatomaceous earth, but it literally gets rid of all the shit in your stomach and your colon. So, and enemas are also, I looked into coffee enemas years ago, but I never did one. And yes, it sounds gross. They stick a pipe up your butt, or you do it at home, and you fill it with coffee, and then it gets rid of all the shit. There's a lot of homeopathic remedies, but anyways, I forgot why I got on that topic. There's probably a reason why. Parasites, black walnut, whatever. I'm trying to backtrack why I got onto that. Oh, charcoal. That's why. So activated charcoal. I learned about that because of the parasite thing. And I was like, if I ever get poisoned or something, you know, for whatever reason, or something doesn't, because also it's good for your stomach. It's also really good for your teeth. It's a teeth whitener. I know that sounds weird because it's black, but it's carbon based. So that means that it's non-toxic to the body. So no matter how much you take of it, and it's good for pets too, it's like an emergency antidote. So if you get like really sick, or you get bitten, God forbid, just anything really bad, it'll alleviate bloating, constipation, gastrointestinal upset, stuff like that. So far she's okay. She's very sleepy. So I'm hoping there was nothing scary in her food, but I don't know. I didn't have any other. I was gonna buy chicken nuggets for her, chicken bites, but I don't know how healthy chicken bites are for dogs, especially if they're breaded. So yeah, that was a remedy that I've looked into on several occasions, but recently and I was gonna return it because charcoal is not supposed to be shiny. It's supposed to be like just dull, really black powder. If it goes everywhere, it gets really messy. It kind of leaves like not a residue, but it's pretty messy. So you have to be really careful with it. But it's excellent to for your gut. I mean, you don't want to take it every day, if you don't need to, but in my case, where I feel like I've been drugged and poisoned and shit, it was really doing me a lot of good. It helped me out a lot. But unfortunately now, I don't know if someone's tampering with that too, because the one that I got is shiny, and I'm like, it's not supposed to be shiny. So I Googled it, and graphite is shiny, which is what they use in pencils, lead pencils, but graphite doesn't have lead. So, and it's not a metal. Graphite is not a metal. So that was kind of confusing for me. So yeah. I forgot, I lost my train of thought for a second there. But yeah, so that was kind of frustrating because, you don't know what people do. You don't know what people do to try to undermine somebody, or the steps that they take to hurt somebody. And that's frustrating, I didn't think it would come to this, where every single thing that there's a lady named Ella Gorla who, if you haven't heard of her, she was going through the same situation as me. I don't know if she is anymore, what she's up to. She actually ended up creating her own company, which is brilliant, but she's also, I think, she's a leader. She was in a position of leadership in corporate, so she has those leadership skills. I don't have that. I'm more of an entry-level to mid-level worker. Which reminds me, I need to email the company that I got hired at recently. Out of respect for them, I'm not going to say their name. I'm just trying to document my journey of this tofurkle, kerfuffle, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, it's just late night thoughts, and it's just hard. And I pray a lot, and I have my little, where's my little thingy? Where's my dude? And I pray to this dude a lot. Like I said before, the talisman, it's supposed to, the metal's supposed to represent, it's supposed to be the most powerful prayer to ward off evil and the devil and all that stuff. And I know it's just a little thing, but to me it means everything. And I don't have a rosary. I would buy a rosary. There's a really beautiful rosary that I saw on Pinterest. It's tiny, and I would love to buy it, and but I can't right now, and that's okay. I have faith in my heart. That's what matters. It's scary sometimes, because with targeting and stuff, when this all first started on Quora, I was reading so many things, and some people were like, one girl literally said 3 years ago, she's like, I'm so scared. I live in my apartment alone, and these people, they mess with my soap, they mess with my water, they're messing with my dog's food, and I'm scared that, that I get poisoned, and I feel like I could get cancer. And she says that she literally mentioned, she said she thought she had cancer, like leukemia, and because all the, the toxins and radiation, heavy metal and stuff that people expose you to, you get really sick. Some babies are born with cleft palates because of the bullshit and everything. So it's just torture. It's horrible. And I never thought I'd be going through it. I know I shouldn't be picking on my cuticles. But I tell myself I'm still here, I'm alive. That's a blessing. If you're on the other side of the grass, that's a blessing. So I'm gonna take that as a good thing. And my dog is still here. I just don't know how long I'm gonna, there's only so much, you focus on what you can control, but I can't stop lunatics or maniacs from, and I don't even know how they do it. I don't know how they do it, How do you bypass the law? And how come law enforcement doesn't do anything about it? This is what baffles me. And sometimes, you go on YouTube and you look it up. If you don't know what it is in gang stalking targeting, you look it up. And it's been going on for years. There's some people for 30, 40, 50 years. And then finally in their 40th year, it stops. Randomly. It's literally it's like Hitler. It's like Hitler with people that were Jewish. It's the same thing. All of a sudden it's okay, we're done. We don't want to do it anymore. I don't get it. So right now, let's see my vitals. I feel, also my posture is bad. So I think I've been dealing with something called thoracic outlet syndrome, which is my shoulder. If you have bad posture, you get nerve compression. So basically, if you think about it, there's arteries and nerves, which I didn't know. And there's your subclavian thing here. There's, it's just a bunch of, stuff. And it's not a rotator cuff injury. I don't have frozen shoulder. I have range of motion all over. So that's not it. I can raise my arms overhead. I can bring it back. There's pronation, pronation, supination, extension, hyperextension, whatever, flexion, dorsiflexion. I studied OT for a little bit, but, okay, wait, here we go. Oxygen is 93. Heart rate is 102. If you want proof of that. I'm not trying to shoot a bird or a middle finger, but so if there is something in my stuff, it affects my oxygen. It's going up though. It says 94, 95. But it was at 93. For a 34-year-old woman who would say is pretty, I would say I'm not super active, but I would say I'm in pretty decent shape. That's kind of, ugh, not great. But yeah, I do have something in my shoulder where it's it was pretty bad. I went to the ER for it back in Indiana. It was it turned into a lump. I got scared that I could have a DVT. There's an NBA player, I think his name's Victor Wembanyama. He had a DVT in his shoulder. And that's really dangerous because it could literally travel and migrate to your lung and you can get a pulmonary embolism. And you could die. It's really bad. But fortunately, I don't think, thank God, by the grace of God, thank you, Jesus, it just, the nerve was hurting a lot before, but if I don't sit up straight, the compression of if you have a major artery, that can cause a lot of damage because basically your oxygen saturation goes down, which if you don't know what that is, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, but I worked in healthcare, but if you don't know what that is, that's how much oxygen is in the blood at the moment. And so that, if you think about it, your red blood cells, when you think of hemoglobin, iron, and all that, hemoglobin is what carries oxygen in your red blood cells. And it's super important. And if you don't have enough oxygen in the blood, it could be anemia, whatever. And that's why you get cyanosis and you may have blue hands and fingers sometimes. So, but yeah. And it was, when I was in Indiana, I was so blue all here. It was bad. I was getting blue and I go, oh my God, I'm losing oxygen. And, at the time, and it hurt so much. And it was turning into a ball. Legit, my shoulder was turning into a ball. And I was like, how the fuck am I gonna get through this? So I did take aspirin. I didn't have any, because when you're targeted, you don't get treated the same as other. You're like the plebeian in the bottom of the caste system. You are like the low. They're not like the elite. You're like in the low, you know. So I was like, well, what can I do? I had at the time I had guanfacine because I wanted to get an evaluation for ADD, and the doctor 2 years ago prescribed me guanfacine. It's a slow release tablet for ADD, and it was supposed to help build focus and concentration somehow, but it also reduced hypertension. So I was like, let me take that just in case. I took half a pill of that, and then I took aspirin, half of that. So typical is 80 milligrams, but you can up it to 160. 325 is a lot, so I was taking aspirin, so that's an antiplatelet, not an anticoagulant. So I took that. And lorazepam actually helped alleviate the pain a lot, which is Ativan, which is a benzodiazepine, which is habit forming, so I tried to be really careful about that. And because it is a benzo, so you can get addicted to that. But it really helped. I was in such pain, like excruciating pain. So, but I withdrew from that. I stopped it. Like I, you know, slowly, not weaned myself, but I wasn't addicted to it at all, but I was using it because the pain was so bad. But it makes you feel really loopy and disoriented, so be very careful about benzos. And I don't know if the benzodiazepine is an opioid or not, but I did that, and then luckily that helped keep things copacetic. I have since discontinued, or DC, in the medical world it's called DC, discontinued that. And now, let me sit up straight, I'm not on any medications at all. 0. You okay, baby? It's okay, baby. What's up? You okay? She's looking a little funky. Sometimes she looks around like the room randomly, and I'm like, I don't know. Alright, so far so good. She seems okay, so that's a good thing. ¿Qué más? I don't know what else to say. So, but I do track my vitals. I keep track of my symptoms because I do think I have thyroid issues or Djorgen syndrome, because this is not normal. Chronic dry lips is not normal. Lupus, I don't have any rashes or anything like that. Not that I know of. I did get a funky rash recently on my leg, but it went away. I do bruise easily. I don't know if I have hemophilia, but I do bruise rather easily. And I'm just really sensitive to like everything, literally. Yeah. Vitals check. I need a new one of these though, or I need to put new batteries because it's not medical grade. I do feel a little sleepy, I will be honest. My heart rate is like 98.76. I may take another sip of this stuff because so far I feel okay. I don't feel too funky, but you never know. I could all of a sudden, collapse like 3 hours later and feel really weird. So you never know. But literally every day, I'm not kidding, I get so scared to drink and eat. Like, it's not funny. Like, every day I get nervous that I'm gonna like choke or collapse or suffocate, and it sucks. Because gang stalking sucks. It comes with the territory. You know? And the crazy part is no one's touched me. Like, it's no touching at all. So, I will say I do feel a little sleepy and tired. But also I'm just tired in general. So we'll see. I also bought some like deli meats because I'm like, maybe Bonnie can eat that. Because I don't know what to get her that's safe to eat. I'm just hoping that one day, I have a screensaver on my computer. Now it's different, but before it said, I created like on my own, I put like a text overlay, and it said, it was the field of like in Provence, France. They have this, it's been on my bucket list. I don't know how I found out about it, but there's like these fields of lavender that are like really beautiful. And I wrote on there, one day I will something be amongst fields of lavender, and I will be okay, and I will be safe. And then I wrote at the bottom, there are kind, wonderful people in the world. There are good people, you know, not everyone is cruel and cold-hearted. I just remind myself of that, because to do this stuff to someone is so cruel. There are people who, no matter what you say, no matter what you do, they won't care about you, you know? You could be pleading for your life. It's literally, so I equate it to what, like I said, Hitler did. Hitler brainwashed a whole nation and created a whole army, right, of Nazis. And he trained them to kill innocent men and women just because of their faith. That's insane. So it's almost like the same thing. If someone orders or commands someone to say, hey, treat her like dirt, be abusive to her, do this to her, do this in this building, do whatever, people will do it. They follow orders. They become very like automatons, meaning like they don't have any independent thought, no conscious. They just go with it. They don't question whether it's immoral or moral or right or wrong. They just do it, and that's very scary. So, again, I don't know, you know, everyone's going through a different struggle. Everyone is going through something hard, right? Some people are going through divorce. Some people go through miscarriages. Some people just got in a horrible car accident. Some people are in debt. Some people have, you know, an injustice done to them, right? There's so many things that happen to people. They get screwed over by a friend, or betrayed, or tricked, or duped, or scapegoated, or lied to, or framed. You know, there's so many things that happen to people. And I'm gonna sit up straight. I hope that as a collective, because it's all collective energy, right? I do believe that in a sense we all, I know there's something called string theory. I do believe we all kind of are connected in some way, interconnected. So I just wish people would treat people kinder. Like today I saw there was I was by Jewel Osco, and there was a mom with her daughter, cute little girl. She spoke Spanish, and they were sitting outside of Jewel Osco, and she was asking for money, and I gave her, I didn't have much. I'm poor myself. Like, I literally have no money at all. And And my heart broke for that, because, and I hate that, you know, because I used to be able to donate this stuff a lot more, and now I can't, you know. I really enjoyed helping people, and she was a mom, you know, with this cute little girl, and I know people can go, Ashley, that could have been a ploy for something or trafficking, but to me, I was like, fuck it, I don't care. And I asked her, you know, to the little girl, I go, what would you like to eat? And she said, pollo. And I go, okay. And I gave, you know, I went in the store, and I myself, I'm starving. Mind you, I'm in this beautiful, like, Jewel Osco. I've never been into a Jewel Osco before, and I was very spoiled growing up. I had Publix back in Miami. I had Milam's. I had Whole Foods. I mean, it was like the mecca. Like, I had everything. And farmers markets. And the fresh market in Coconut Grove. So I had a bevy of choices to choose from. And so when I went in there, and I haven't eaten in like a long time, you know, not counting Easter, and there were so many beautiful, like, I don't even like fruit, but they had this beautiful arrangement of oranges and like lemons and watermelon. I don't even like watermelon, but I was like, man, this is so beautiful. And then they had like all this like spinach and produce, and I was like, oh my god, you don't realize what you have until you not lose it, but you don't realize how we take stuff for granted. But it was so, I mean, I've never been into a Jewel Osco, but it was so beautiful. Like, it was so nicely arranged, and I didn't think it was gonna look like that. It was kind of like, honestly, it looked like Whole Foods. And so, and the cashier was really nice to me, but I bought her shredded chicken, like pollo, and then I bought her like this little cheese and crackers thing with grapes. I don't eat grapes either. I don't like any fruit, to be honest. I'm so picky with food. Like, it's so mushy and like ugh. I just can't, my sensory, like, ew, it's just like, ew, I can't do it. Asparagus, like, unless they cook it really well, but like, no. Broccoli's like as far as I'll go. Like, broccoli, zucchini, but you need to like do it in the little pasta thing and like make it like spirally or whatever. That's like the only time I'll eat zucchini, because I won't eat it, like, I just can't. It's just, ew, I can't. Carrots. I will eat carrots if they're in a soup. I won't eat anything unless it's in a smoothie or a soup. It sounds so childish, but that's the truth. I know it's weird. I do like acai though. I'll take it back. And strawberries, if they're in there, if they're blended, but if they're not, I don't want to touch it. It's too icky. But anyways, I bought her chicken and a little thingy, and I just, you know, because it broke my heart. Like, she's a little girl, like, she should be in preschool, you know, right now, and her mom was sitting outside of a store on the ground asking for money and food with a blanket. That shouldn't be. I'm sorry. So, you know, but yeah. But I did learn about Jewel Osco too. I didn't know it looked like that, so that was nice. And if I wasn't targeted, I'd say go to Jewel Osco. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you're not targeted, go to Jewel Osco. I mean, it looks beautiful inside. So, you know. Anyways, I don't know when this will end. I'm hoping one day I can do a video and I'll be like, guess what? I'm free. No more gang stalking. My food is clear. My water is clear. Everything is good. And, you know, I can breathe again. And there's no scary gases anymore. And no weird aerosols. And, you know, life is beautiful. And people are kind. That would be really nice. But I don't know if that's going to happen. And sometimes I honestly wonder if people are like, this girl's better off dead because she's never gonna whatever. And I'm like, bro, that's not your call to make. You okay, baby? You're alive? You're good? I hope so. I don't know. I mean, she looks okay. She just looks knocked out a little bit, but what else? I think that's it. So, yeah. Just be mindful anyways of what you eat and you ingest, because you never know. You don't know, you don't know. And never piss anyone off because you don't want to go through what I've been through. It's pretty horrible. So, and no matter what your political affiliation is, be grateful that, we do live in a country, like, put aside ego and stuff. Be grateful that you live in a country that, we have freedom of speech. We have things and civil liberties. And yeah, people do really shitty things. But you have to rise above it. You have to be better than that. It's not easy, especially when you get knocked down so many times and you feel like people hurt you and all this stuff. You have to rise above it. Cry it out, yell F-U-C-K if you do that, or scream into a pillow. Do one of those axe throwing classes where they throw them, or do darts. My thing is prayer, and I cry, and I hope for better days, and that's it. But abuse sucks. Abuse really sucks. And if you are going through some abusive situation, I pray to God that you come out of that, and you'll come out stronger, smarter, wiser, and I ask that God bless your life, whoever you are. If you're going through something similar to me, that know that you have someone in your corner, even though you may not know me. I'm going through the same situation as you, if it is targeting and stuff. Know that you have someone in your corner, and know that you're not alone. It's so easy to feel alone in a situation like this, but you have to dig your heels in, and just remind yourself that one day, hopefully, there will be better days. And as for the way I feel right now, it depends, because there's different chemicals and things that take effect like hours later, so I don't know. I've literally had it where, like, I was drinking the soda, like I said before, with the food that I had from like a few weeks ago, and it literally, like, 4 hours later, I felt so funky and so weird, and I just, like, it was very scary. So hopefully it doesn't happen to you, but may God bless you and take care of you, and hopefully you surround yourself with positive, wonderful, kind, beautiful, uplifting people. So, peace. And there's the siren. There's the Chicago siren. You can't miss it. So, yeah. God bless. Peace.